Okay. So, I played through the beta. I'm level 23 on my sorcerer, which, you know, typical me being a sorcerer. Oh, okay. I guess Sister Activity is not following me. Hey, congratulations. Anyhow, thoughts and opinions about this game. Granted, I played Diablo Immortal, and to be fair, I went up to level 30 on that game, and I quit because the grind started to kick in. And it was getting stupid after a while. So, technically I have beaten the beta's Act 1 storyline. Because, as you can see, my campaign list is now up to these now. Of course, I can't proceed any further due to the fact, you know, this is a beta. Yeah, can't go any further. When I do try to get out there, it will boot me back out to where the entrance of these sectors. So if I did try to get in there, I won't. So gameplay perspective, it's actually pretty good. I like the spell effects, at least on the wizard, sorcerer at this point. It's been pretty good. I like how things are being casted, how enlightening they are. Some shit is like, wow, holy crap, that's fucking huge. I haven't unlocked my ultimate because I'm not, you know, level 25 yet. So far, the graphics are pretty damn good. I honestly think this is what Diablo 3 should have been originally. I was like talking to my friend. We were both beta testing this, and I had to say, it's like, this should have been the Diablo 3 that we had. You can see it, Maverick, Blizzard. It's interesting how they changed the dodge in this game from Diablo 3. Instead of rolling out of the way, now you just like dash forward. But in a way, it's kind of useful because Diablo 4, I feel like they took ideas from other games. They took a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV's, you know, AoE markers, indicators, because certain monsters will give a telegraph. You're like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. I think they took a little bit of Genshin Impact's grouping system in a way, because my friend said that, you know, there's dungeons you had to group up, and I think I didn't get far into Genshin Impact. I was like maybe ranked 9 or 10 or something like that, but I didn't really get far in the game. I'm pretty much still in the tutorials. But I know my friends always telling me, it's like, yeah, you got to group up in these dungeons sometimes. You can solo, but it's a little tough. You know, use your characters. So it's probably similar how that works too. I think Tower of Fantasy is also similar to that style too. But yeah, so you got to group up for certain dungeons and such. Let's see. The graphical is fine. I feel like the sorcerer is pretty good. My friend is playing the druid. He's not too happy. I feel like they're not up to par, and so far from what I'm seeing online, druid and barbarian is not the greatest when it comes to classes. I haven't heard much about rogue. Actually, rogue was thinking about being my secondary class. And speaking of secondary, apparently this can be account-wide. So if you finish any quests or objectives, like I see right here, Fractured Peaks, God damn, I got peach on my mind. You see Renown. After a while, I get, you know, all the stats, and this is what happens. So it works on all characters. So if I go, let's say, if I play start a rogue, I will get these bonuses off the bat. And if I can, I actually can continue on what I missed out while I was on my sorcerer. Or at least that's in theory. So it's rather interesting how they did that. Which then again, you know, I think they were learning from World of Warcraft. From what I've been seeing in videos, and especially Osmongold. World of Warcraft, they try to cater to people who are multi-charactering on their account. So, kind of nice they actually took that aspect in a way. As far as the story, it's pretty good. I feel like the story is 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 pretty good. I feel like the sto Let's see. Genshin Impact, they took ideas from Dungeon Wise. The Echo type of deal for Final Fantasy XIV where monsters telegraph so you can avoid. Because if you don't avoid the attacks, you're pretty much going to die. And there's attacks I just say, it's like, oh shit, that's going to hurt. And I died. No ifs, ands, and buts. You died. And it's also funny, they also took the determination down and vulnerability up type of deal in this game. So that's another thing they took from Final Fantasy XIV. Because after a while, there's a status effect. You'll see my health globe will be like kind of cracked. That means you're vulnerable. So you take 10 or 20% damage and enhanced damage against you. But same could also say about us to the enemies. Which my one ability is my minion, who's a sword, glacial sword. Yeah. And after a while, he'll attack something, and he'll make him invulnerable for 2 seconds. Or vulnerable for 2 seconds, and they take 20% enhanced damage. Skill trees are really interesting, how they did it. Reminds me of talent trees in World of Warcraft from my old days, at least up to like 2000, I think 8, I quit, I think around there. I remember it was before Cataclysm started. And I did try Cataclysm, and I played for 2 hours, and I was like, fuck this game. So it kind of reminds me of the talent trees. It's like, you invest your points into it and enhance the skill, be a little bit more effective. But in a way, they also did passive effects to said skill. So it's got me interested in this. So far, I've been making a Frost build. You can refund them all, but it's going to cost you. So if I want to do this refund, it's going to cost me 79 gold. But if I want to refund all, that's how much it's going to cost me if I want to refund all 23. Unfortunately, in the beta, we don't get a chance to see what the Paragon system's like, so I'm very cautious how that's going to work. They took aspects from Diablo Immortal. You're able to upgrade your gear, your current gear, if you want to. Like this. And what's interesting is that you can go to this person called the Occultist, and he'll imprint a unique item stat. So let's say if I put my staff and it gives me enhancement to Frozen Orb. I can take the staff I have right now and print it. And it'll make it as a put the stats on there and enhance my Frozen Orb. And I think it might transfer into a unique. I don't know. I accidentally did one and I transformed a rare into a unique. I was like, son of a bitch. So, and you can see the whole map. This map is freaking huge. This is Act 1 right now. This is Act 2, Act 3, I think this is. Yeah, it's Spreading Darkness. At some point, I've been looking at the collections, the progress challenges. I don't know why they put it in there, but actually you can see like this stuff. Act 3, 4, 5. There's 6 acts, and apparently there's an epilogue, which kind of worries me at what's going on with the story. Which I'll get into that. So you can do all this, side quest. Actually, it really feels Final Fantasy 14-ish in a way for how they did this. But then again, people probably will say it's World of Warcraft style of how they place this. But I haven't, like I said, I haven't played WoW since before Cataclysm dropped. And even though I played for 2 hours on Cataclysm, I still count it before Cataclysm. You could do enhanced dungeons, apparently. You got the Sacred, Ancestral, and Nightmare dungeons. Huh. Defeat Lilith while on party. Complete a whisper while on party. Well, that's a little bit of spoiler alert. Of course, there's PvP, but I'm not going to get into that shit because you know I'm going to die easily. Um, you get titles. You have a hardcore progression. That's gonna be a pain in the ass, though. So far, I like the music. The music kind of reminds me of an old PC game called Arcanum. I don't know why. It just gives me that vibe of Arcanum. And if anyone wonder what Arcanum is, it's pretty much a steampunk D&D type of game. Almost like had this type of style, except it was a really different mechanic. You have like pretty much this type of style of combat, or you can switch into like a turn base, depending on how you want to put the game in the settings. In that game, you had either you can go magic class or you can go tech. And usually tech, you're pretty much the physical class, and you have gadgets and stuff. But the thing is, with tech and magic, you can't have a mix of both because they actually interfere with each other. It's really interesting in that game. Didn't get really far in the game because it was very cryptic as fuck. You need a guide to actually know where the hell to go, and not to mention, just like a Skyrim, Elder Scrolls game. If you kill an NPC and they're really important, you guys soft locked yourself. So that's one of those games that it has its own merits, but it has its flaws. But the music kind of reminds me how Diablo 4 is. I was like, dude, I feel like I want to warm up Arcanum and just play that game now. Just hearing this music. Like I said, the gameplay perspective is very good. I had one boss that just pissed me the hell off. I was trying to hit one of the strongholds, and he was just cheesy as hell. Like, he had AoE icicle storms or whatever it is, and if you get hit by it, you're frozen. And not to mention, this guy is coming at you, and he's hitting you with this ginormous club. I'm losing like a quarter of my health every time he swings at me. So I'm frozen, critical hit points, and he's going to swing me 2 more times before I get out of it. I'm dead. So I actually died to that boss like several times. I was like, oh my god. Because I was like, I'll avoid one, and I end up stepping another one. It's like, how do you avoid this? And how do you expect me to avoid him from swinging at me? It's like, do your damn, do your damn. Kind of interesting. A lot of times I am using the zoom feature, so I'm actually looking at the details. I'm like, oh, this is what's going on. You know, that type of deal. So it's kind of cool. I like that feature. Oh. Let's see.
I need help.
So you got your little chats. Storyline. I don't know. I'm confused. I know the main character you're playing as, you know, wandering around, found a colony after, you know, your horse got attacked and you're wandering around aimlessly, freezing to death and starving. Eventually, you know, found a colony, and it turned out to be they're all a bunch of freaking heretics. I was like, what is this, Resident Evil Village? I know the game came out today, 2 days ago, but we're starting to hit Village levels here already. And it got really dark. I have to admit, this game is dark. And like I said before, I had to say, this is what Diablo 3 should have been. When I first saw it first time, I was like, oh, it's going to be dark and gritty. This is what Diablo 3 should have been. Not what it was before. Or today, I should say. But also, I guess I took a little bit of ideas from Final Fantasy XIV, because now apparently we were fed with Lilith's blood. And we have the echo, and we can see the past and such. I don't know. Some things were a little strange, and I'm like, okay. I started having a theory. I was like, okay, are we a reincarnation of Diablo? And we don't even know it? That's one thought that came to my head. I was like, okay, are we a reincarnation of Diablo? And then I have a second theory is that, you know, now Lilith is running around Sanctuary, being pretty much well known at this point. And Anarius is out and about being well known himself. Which puts a little complications, because wasn't he, from what I watching Riker's Diablo lore, that Honorius was bargained with the angels and the demons that, hey, we'll put the truce on Sanctuary, let's follow it up, and the demons will take Honorius and pretty much torture him for eternity in hell in their little prison. So far, the NPCs... Oh, that's a bot. Okay. Hi. Awkward. Okay. It was just really strange how they all came and used it. I'm like... Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So, it's Honorius. I question a lot of things about Honorius. It's like... I know he's a douchebag. But he was a douchebag when we get introduced to him. But I'm like, something doesn't feel right. I don't know. It's and you get a moment with Lilith, kind of like felt sad that her son Rathma died, which assuming that Honorius killed him because a spear was lodged in his fucking chest. But I don't know. She had a moment, you know, being the motherly love. It's like, okay, she even says, looking over his body. It's like, I don't know if you would side with me or what, but I still love you, type of deal. She wouldn't even fucking do anything. But assuming Honorius killed him, and now she's all angered. Now she's probably, I'm under assumption that she wants to fucking beat the shit out of Honorius now at this point, because Rathma's dead. So, it's like, in a way, I can understand where Lilith is coming from at this point, but also given her history in the past, she had her own reasons. So, I don't know. So, obviously, on both sides of the factions, the Order and Lilith's demonic forces, it's like, I don't trust both of them. The Herodrum is being made. Oroth is with you at times in the storyline. Well, at least so far in a short bit of Act 1. But it's really interesting about him. I don't know how many years this game has passed from Diablo 3. I heard rumors saying 7 years, some are 20. I don't know. I don't know the full story, but the way Lorath looked from Diablo 3 to now, it looks like it could be a good solid 20 years. He looks pretty aged for his time. Donan is surprisingly still around. Even though that's in Diablo 2, if I remember right. What else? So the story, I'm really confused. What's going on? I gotta delve more deeper. There might be side quests that I'm missing. That's actually missing the puzzle of this all. So I gotta get on that shit. Customization is pretty okay. It's a little complex to me at times. It's like, okay, what do I want to do? I want to do this. I want to do that. It's like there's a lot of customization. Just very overwhelming in my opinion. Music's good. Story is confusing. I don't know. Things that, well, okay, I guess I could say there's a few things I don't like what's going on so far. I'm very dubious about what the end game's gonna be like. I feel like there's no way we're gonna be doing constant dungeons. Because the end game was, like in Diablo 1, you're pretty much just trying to find the best items in the game and be a badass about it. That was pretty much in Diablo 1. Diablo 2, pretty much similar things, but you're trying to reach 199 level. Especially if you're in the ladder boards. And plus, again, just trying to find the best items or just trying to fight the hardest monsters, Uber, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal, and Dark and Tristram. In Diablo 3, it was pretty much just all rift runs. Great, yes, again, trying to find the best gear to optimize yourself. But that's about it. It was just pretty much rift runs. This one, it's like, well, okay, it's going to take aspects from Diablo Immortal. You do have your PvP, which you saw on my achievements list. Nightmare dungeons, apparently. And you got the Paragon system, which I really wish we could look into more of that. It's like, how does that factor in? But I'm very curious. So far, it looks like their character can go up to 100. From what I'm seeing on the list, it's like, oh, reach your character. What is it? It's the collections. Classes. Yeah, reach 50 as a sorcerer. Actually, no. Basic classes here. There should be one. Or maybe not. I know I saw it. Or maybe it's under summary. Oh, maybe not. I know I saw it somewhere. 50 as a barbarian. I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw it. It says out to 100. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's like, great, it's a beta. The only thing I'm worried about, like I said, the Paragon, I wish we actually see what that stuff is like. How the characters feel. How much is the grind later on? Because I got a feeling they're going to make it really... like I said, Diablo Immortal left me a foul taste in my mouth. So I don't know how that's going to act out for that game, for this game. The end game, I'm kind of worried about how is that going to go through. Worry about the servers, because this is a Blizzard game, folks. We gotta remember, for 20 freaking years, they still can't get their shit together when it comes to servers. I don't understand why they do not understand this concept. Since the days of World of Warcraft, when I started, I remember looting a pig and freaking the Alliance one. I forgot what it was, Heaven's Fall or something, or Snowfield. I don't know. I remember it was a farmer's area. But looting the pig, I'm sitting there for 20 minutes. And I can't do a thing. Same goes for a freaking... Their servers are having issues when they released it. Got middle disconnections. And then had server queues and login issues or disconnects. Didn't play Diablo 3. Diablo 2 I did, had encountered server issues. And granted, this is like a year later after the game came out, and I got on the PS5, or, well, 4 technically, but it's on the PS5. But still, I'm having connection issues. I was like, really? It's a year later, I'm still having some disconnects. What the hell, Blizzard? And now this game, me and my friend were trying to get a queue on the first 2 days. Well, the first day, I should say. And we were waiting for like 35 to 46 minute queue times. And when we do get in, sometimes we get aired out or sometimes we get in. And sometimes we get aired out, we had to go back in and wait for 35 to 46 minutes. I really hope that's not the case when this game comes out. I'm not going to get this on day one. I don't see no point of it. It's going to be like Endwalker levels for me, for like Final Fantasy was when it first released. I remember stuck in queue for like 3.5 hours, 4 hours to finally get in the game and play for 2 hours. I'm not going to stand for the frustrations all over again for this game. So I'm just going to get it maybe 3 weeks later after it came out. Then I'll play this game. Oh. Another thing I'm very dubious is that this game has to be online only. That's what kind of irks me. There is no offline gameplay, as far as I'm understanding. So, So what happens if you actually feel like you're in a mood, like you want to go offline and just do your own shit? You can't because you have to be connected to the world, which sucks. Another thing, what was it? Worries me. Let's see. I feel like there's some lore implications here and there, but unless the storyline actually flushed it out, but there's a lot of things. Like, where's Terrio during this whole time? He has to be alive at this point. And Narias, I'm really skeptical of who he really is, in my opinion. Lilith, I feel like I feel sympathy in a way, but she's still a bad guy. Another one is, where's the Nephilim when we played in Diablo 3? Where the hell does he fit all in this at this point? Because he should be the champion of all Nephilims at this point in the story arc. And along with the 3 followers that were with you. And most of all, Diablo Prime. Are they still focused as one prime evil, or is it they finally got split up after the whole Mathiel thing? And also, speaking of the Reaper of Souls with Mathiel, I remember seeing an article saying how the story is going to take place. It's like, it's been how many years after Mathiel's freaking, disruption in the World Sanctuary, pretty much 90% of the population in Sanctuary has been obliterated. 90%, huh? Why does it feel very lively for something that's 90% and we got settlements still around? I'm just saying. It's like, yeah, there was one settlement I had to reclaim, but there's a lot of settlements. It's like, you got a town right here. You got this, the Bear Tribe. You got this cathedral section here. You got Inarius' section here. I'm like, it feels no different from what happened in Diablo 3. That's what it feels like. But, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just feel like that's somewhat of a lie that Blizzard made up. But, I don't know. Oh, shit. So, anyhow, like I said, that's my thoughts and opinions. I'm just wondering. So, okay, I've been belittling enough. I might finish the rest of this beta. Maybe I'll do some side objectives. Maybe I'll learn more about the lore in this game. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. I don't know when that will be. I've been having a little Castlevania fetish lately, so I might actually do some Oreo Sorrow on the Game Boy Advance collection. So, talk to you later.